All right, this video comes from you guys. Does wearing a watch give you the same result as counterbalancing your golf clubs? Let's find out. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day. So this video comes from numerous comments that I've gotten in relation to videos that I've done about counterbalancing, whether it's counterbalancing irons, woods, wedges. This question has come up numerous times, which is basically, if I wear a watch when I'm playing golf, does that count or does that give me the same effect as counterbalancing my golf clubs? By the way, if there's a video idea that you've got that you'd like to see me experiment with or try out on the channel, definitely let me know down in the comments. And while you're down there, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and hit that bell icon so you'll be alerted when I post new videos. All right, so here's how we're gonna do this. I've got 4 different setups that I'm gonna be hitting today. Number 1, we're just gonna hit standard stock 7-iron, no added weight, no watches, just to get some baseline numbers. Second up, we're gonna go hit the exact same club again, but I'm going to put a 40-gram counterweight under the grip to get that counterbalance effect. After that, then we're going to move on to the watches. I've got 2 different watches here of different weights. I'm going to put both of them on individually, do the same test again, and then after we've hit everything, we're going to compare all the numbers and see, does wearing a watch mirror more closely the starting original no counterbalance setup, or does it more closely resemble the counterbalance setup? All right, first up, standard 7-iron, 120-gram shaft, no counterbalancing, no watch. Hit well, just pulled it a little. All right, now we got 40 grams of extra weight in the butt end here. Just FYI, starting swing weight without any counterbalancing. We were right around D1. We are now right around C2 for the swing weight. I go back and forth with the counterbalancing. Sometimes I have the counterbalances in my club, sometimes I take them out. Every time I go back though and hit them again with the counterbalance in them, and I don't know if it's just honeymoon effect or if it's just, I just need to stick with it more, but every time I go back, I'm like, why do I not do this all the time? That's about the same number of shots. Let's see. Okay, next up, 7-iron back to the standard configuration, no counterbalancing, but I do have a 72-gram watch that I'm wearing. Now this watch is obviously a little heavier than the 40-gram counterbalance that I had inside the shaft. We will see what happens because obviously the watch is higher up on my arm than where the weight sits in the grip, where it's basically right in my palm. Let's find out. Oh, by the way, 72 grams basically is the standard weight of an Apple iWatch, because I've had a couple people ask me that specifically. Now, just from a pure feel perspective, this watch, even though it's 72 grams, it doesn't feel like the 40-gram Counterbalance. The 40-gram Counterbalance, I noticed it when I was swinging it. This I kind of noticed it, but it's not much. And that's definitely a shot I had a few times with the standard setup. I've now switched out that 72-gram watch to something a little bit heavier, a 185-gram watch. This thing is just a big old chunk of metal that I'm now wearing on my wrist. And I feel like this might give me a little bit more of that sensation that I had in the Counterbalance. So let's hit some finally with this guy, and then we'll look at all the numbers and see where everything falls. I was a little bit out on the toe, but it really wasn't terrible. That was hit really solid, just shut it just a touch. Again, we'll have to see what the numbers look like, but I do feel like this one, this 185-gram watch, this does really feel a lot like that Counterbalance setup to me. The 72-gram, didn't really notice that weight really, but this amount of weight kind of has the same feel. All right, let's look at the numbers, but just quickly to recap, as far as the weight of these two different watches went, I didn't really feel like the 72-gram watch had any counterbalancing effect. I didn't feel in any way like this watch mimicked having that 40-gram counterweight. However, when we switched over to this 185-gram watch, there I did start to really feel like, yeah, this does kind of resemble that 40-gram Counterbalance. The standard iron and the 72-gram watch, you can see here, didn't really overly mimic each other. Definitely hit the standard iron a little bit better, but that again could just be the set of data that I gave you guys today. What is interesting though is look at the 40-gram Counterbalance and look at the 185-gram watch. Ball speed, pretty much right in the same number, as was the standard deviation. The launch angle was pretty close, although the launch angle, honestly, with all four of them was really close all the way across. Total spin, again, they were all really close, so not a big difference there. But we did see very similar carry distance and standard deviation with the 40-gram Counterbalance and the 185-gram watch. Another thing to look at, here's the efficiency. As far as the club head speed related to the ball speed, as you can see, they're all really close, but it is interesting that both the 40-gram Counterbalance and the 185-gram watch gave me the exact same 1.33 efficiency and the same standard deviation. Last thing I'll just point out, and this is probably pushing it a little bit, But do notice that when we look at the dispersion table up there, you can see that the two setups that gave me the shots that went the furthest to the left were both the standard configuration and the 72 gram watch configuration. I think it's fair to say that the really heavy 185 gram watch did give me some similar feel, some similar results to that 40 gram counterbalance. Now the 72 gram watch did not really seem to match up. It might be an interesting experiment in the future to sort of match up this 72 gram watch against, say, a 15 or 20 gram counterbalance, because that kind of seems like where the ratios are kind of falling, maybe 40 gram to 185, 72 to 15, 20, something like that. So there might be something there if we went to a lighter weight. But for this test today, I do think a heavier watch did give me some similar feel, some similar results to that counterbalance setup. All right, so if you wear a watch on the golf course, you may be counterbalancing your clubs without even knowing it. Hey, again, make sure if you enjoyed this video, go down below, like it, and subscribe to the channel. And if you've got an idea for a video, a concept you want me to try out on the channel, let me know down in the comments. If you're interested in a fitting, in a custom build, in a repair, all my information is down there as well. And I will see you on the next video.